Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Agajanana Padmarkam Gajananam Aharnisham Anekadam Tam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe. Welcome to all for this session on Ganesha Purana to chapter 81. From the previous chapter, we are hearing the story of Kartavirya, the son of Kritavirya. Though he was a mighty king, how thankless he was. And after receiving the honor and after receiving the feast from the sage Jamadagni, he found that it was all because of the great wishing cow Kamadhenu in his hermitage, and he decided to snatch it away and own it and take it to his kingdom. And then the heavenly cow, which cannot be owned by anybody, has created several soldiers from its body and started defending itself because the Brahmin or a sage cannot protect himself. That is the responsibility of the Kshatriya to protect the Brahmin. And if the Kshatriya, instead of being a protector, if he turned out to be a looter by himself, then it requires the divine incarnation to kill him. So that is what is going to happen in future. And now he went on and he not only tried to snatch Kamadhenu when he found that his army was nothing in front of the divine army of Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu's divine army had defeated Kartavirya's army and then it went to the heaven, his whole army being destroyed. The frustrated king went to the unprotected Jamadagni, who had no arms to protect him, and he killed him. And as well, tried to kill his wife by striking her with 21 arrows. Then, terribly distressed at his going, Renuka, the wife of Jamadagni, she grieved. Where were my sons when the death of Jamadagni occurred? Now that my husband is dead, what can I do? Enclosed in this dense mass of arrows, where was my beloved son Parashurama had gone? He was earlier called as only Rama, and after he is being given with the divine Parashu to kill all the Kshatriyas, so he was named as Parashurama. He is filled with so much anger. Then when he appears, so I'll hold my life till Rama appears, and when he comes, I'll going to die. As soon as Renuka recollected him, Rama went to his mother, whom he saw covered in a dense mass of arrows, and his father already dead, killed by the evil Kartavirya with a massive arrow in his heart. Like a tree broken by the wind, he fell swooning onto the ground, and terribly distressed, he wept for his mother and father. The Rama then said, as if the earth is without Mount Meru, Amaravati without Indra, darkness is now everywhere. All directions are now empty because without my father, this hermitage looks bad to me. Like the triple world without the Ganga is this hermitage area because without Renuka, this hermitage area looks bad for me. However, the god's fear has gone, and the sages have now no lord, since he was because of his austerity. What form will now take? Because the sage was performing the austerity and he was not protected by the so called Kshatriyas, so the whole world has become no protector for itself. Saying this, Rama adopted the various bodily appearances of one who is lamenting, and he thrashed around as though he were a fish out of water. Weeping, he then came again to his mother and removed the arrows. After he had placed her neck on his lap, Rama lamented once more, distressed by his mother's distress. Here is my mother who is quite able to turn the triple world into ashes. How is it that, tormented by malignant arrows, she was fallen to the ground? Until the present, you never forgot me for an instant when I was playing. But on leaving me now, are you eager now to go somewhere else? Because Renuka was taking care of her sons with so much of love that even when they're playing, she was always watching them. But now she is leaving all of them and she is going to the heaven. You have given me milk, many clothes, sweet food, roots, and leaves, O splendid woman. After you leave, where will you go? Damn my life and myself now that I am without a mother and father. Having heard her son's speech, Renuka became very distressed, wiped away her son's tears, and spoke, terribly agitated. Oh, my son, don't grieve. I will stay at your side. Listen to this account of what happened. There is a king, the son of Kintavirya, who came to this hermitage area with his army at midday. He was respectfully honored by your father with his army. He was duly fed. But after he had eaten by virtue of the wishing cow's favor, he asked for the cow. After the sage had become silent, he angrily released the cow, and merely by a touch, the cow created a Gargantuan army consisting of 4 corps, which fought with the king's soldiers, but they all fled wounded. Then the king began to fight, and he repeatedly shot 500 arrows. Even though he was wounded, he went back to his house, and the wishing cow went to heaven. When he returned again, this evil man angrily struck your father in the chest with a single arrow. Then the rogue left after having struck me, who is without fault, with 21 arrows. So now you must quickly decree the evil man's destruction, and because he shot 21 arrows into my body, render the earth without warriors 21 times. So she ordered her son to wander around the earth for 21 times and make sure that not a single Kshatriya should be allowed to live. So, son, I am going to say one another thing you must do. Perform our death ritual where nobody has been burnt. Invite the omniscient sage Dattatreya and maintain a 13-day interval between the rituals. Then we will go to heaven. Nobody else is as honest as him. So she asked Parashurama to bring the Tatreya to the hermitage and ensure the last rites of Jamadagni and Renuka be performed. After she had said this, Renuka left her body and attained an abode that was difficult to reach. The very proud Rama did everything as she had prescribed. So this way Parashurama, as soon as he was remembered by his mother Renuka, he appeared to the spot and was wondered, and he was frustrated to see both his father and mother being struck by Kartavirya and his father being already dead. Then he tried to console his mother, and his mother told him the entire story of how being a ruler, being supposed to be the protector of the sage, the Brahmins, the Gurukulas, and the learning places, instead of being a protector, he started to loot us. So, because of that reason, every Kshatriya is becoming like this. Instead of protecting his subjects, instead of protecting the Gurukulas, instead of protecting the learned people, they started looting them. They started taking away whatever is available among their subjects. So you go around the earth for 21 times and kill all those rulers. So when the world is filled with not the rulers who are supposed to protect the society, Instead of that, when the world is filled with rulers who are trying to loot the society, at that time from the society gets generated a Parashurama who will going to kill all the rulers. And that is the message of this chapter. Namaste Sharada Devi Kashmir Puravasini Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.